Morning, morning, morning. Morning all. Alright, market's open. Let's see what we have here. Get things going. Alright. Nothing so far in you. Alright, NVIDIA looking good so far. Keep it tight. Nice breakout. Hold this level, possibly still want that one. As you guys know, this swing, I still feel as if NVIDIA wants to head towards that 176.01. Watch Apple here. I think we're gonna start popping. Watch things starting to rip. Yeah, this stuff are moving fast this morning. These pops.
Delray Biosciences, ticker DARE, that's ticker DARE, is going to be the big winner for this morning's shares, opening up more than 230% higher. The company, before the open, announced the publishing of positive clinical findings for its treatment for vulvar and vaginal atrophy in a medical journal. That's ticker DARE.
Whew. Go. That. There. Come back to you. Alright guys, AMD also looking good still from our swing. Nice pop here. So just watch everything. Looking good. Spot hit on that AMD as we spoke about last week. There goes your 23.58. Need to hold that level, then we can try to push and break these two spots to go higher. So just watch that. So far looking good. Just manage this stuff real quick. Sorry, we got trying to organize here. That. One more. Well, there we go. All right, market is testing the key level 281.87. We need to get above this level and then we can start pushing. So just watch your longs at this point if you are scalping. If you're not in swings, just flipping through charts right now, trying to see if I can scalp something else. That's more downside. Not ready yet, I don't think. But what we can possibly do is here, here, here. Just give me a second. Roku is flying. That was the better swing from last week, huh? Whew. So far, okay morning for me. Nothing great just yet.
Boeing shares ticker BA opening down about 2.25% this morning. Shares are under the $370 level. There's reports over the weekend that safety analysis Boeing had presented to the FAA for its control system on the 737 MAX had shown crucial flaws, and once again shares of Boeing are down more than 2% at the open this morning.
Stops over. All right, come back to you. Let's see. Nice little rush in the morning on that one. Nothing there. Small little pops. Nothing there. Not enough volume either.
Steel Dynamics, Sandy Tango, Lima Delta shares are moving lower here just after the open. Shares were higher just after the open. Now shares turning negative. The company earlier gave some concerning Q1 guidance.
Almost there. Sorry guys, I am just a little focused trying to manage a couple of these trades. Please just bear with me. Once I start trimming these profits down, I will just actually start talking this through on what I'm trying to do here. Let's move view here. Let's take some off on Square. SQ. All right. Think I'm good now. That was a little rush. I had to concentrate. Sorry, guys. All right, so Square, basically what I'm looking on Square is pull back into this level. Find some support here. I pretty much had to grab, well, not grab puts, but I was shorting Square because I noticed that it couldn't reclaim. It was breaking key levels. If you open it up, you can see a flag. Once we broke that level, I wanted to take some of that short right into these levels, and then now I think it's going to probably bounce here and start pushing back higher. So I actually took some puts once on this pop. If you can see the flag here broke, I grabbed some puts on that, well, shorted it right into that level, covered that position. Netflix pretty much had some good reports coming out this morning that it had more upside, so I took that one long on the equity size because the contracts was a little too expensive for me, so I grabbed a few shares on that. So right now, those are the two that I played this morning, and I was pretty much happy with the profits on that. That's why I was pretty much focused this morning. I couldn't grab anything else on that. Everything else pretty much ripped. So far, just on the option side, I still have my NVIDIA calls and my AMD calls as well. So now I probably might try to scalp this a little here, see if I can get this back above and push back towards that 75.89 area, but I wanted to break this trend here first for me to try that. Other than that, I'm not in anything else right now. I pretty much took profits on everything. I wish I would have held Square, I mean not Square, but Netflix a little longer than what I have. I just didn't want to risk that with the power that's in. Oof, that is moving. So quick little scalps this morning. Happy with that out the gate. Now I can try to settle down and see what else I can get into, see if I get more out of this morning. Was a little nerve-wracking for me this morning on that. So now let's see what happens. So with Square, I'll be looking to see if I can get above this level. If I do get above this level, I might take a position like right here. Oh, shit, come on. And see if I can scalp this to the long side. I need this candlestick to close above this. If it does, my stops will probably just
trading
below.
Up about 5% this morning. Earlier there was an upgrade by a Goldman Sachs analyst. Upgrading the stock to buy and raising the price
close
target
above this
from $80 to $94.
Not yet.
At ticker OK.
You gotta be patient here.
TA also on the rating side of things this morning. Shares of Facebook trading down about 3%. There was a medium downgrade this morning, downgrading from buy to hold, and also Bank of America analysts lowered the price target on Facebook from $205 to $187 while reiterating.
All right, I am along Square right now. Tight stops. My stops on Square will probably be right around here, 76.37. And see if I can get this to push back up to the upside towards that. I'm probably looking at 75.92 area. So let's see how this works out. Or we can give it towards, should I give it towards the low of day? Probably right around here is what I'm going to give it to. And we'll see what happens. If it does pull, it'll be like a $70 hit on this trade, but we'll see what happens. All right, pulling. Be patient with it. See what happens here. adjust these levels just a tad bit now. Drawings. Alright. Since you didn't break it, I am in it. Still in it, guys. Remember, if it takes out this low right here, it will pull more into those support levels. So just watch that. Counter trend trading right now. Tight stops on it. Don't give it too much more. And we'll see if we can get it later if this does not bounce here. Come on, come on, come on, Square. What are you going to do?
Tesla TSLA just now seeing some notable option activity. The September monthly 340.
See what happens here, guys.
At the bid, showing volume of about 500 contracts.
Looks like I'm going to get stopped out on this one.
Going for about 1910 per contract. Open
All
interest.
right, I am stopped out right there.
Expiration and strike price just 100.
That bounce didn't work, so I will re-attempt it once it breaks that level.
Notable call activity.
And then we'll see what happens.
TSLA.
So that's not ready just yet. Give it some room. And I'll re-attempt this once it breaks that level. So we'll see what happens. I just feel as if with the market pushing, this is pulling. I think once it starts turning, we can get a nice little move on it. So I'm going to try to catch this on the break and see if I can push this. So far, took a small little hit on that. I will revisit that on this trend break and see if I can get that to go. And this is why you have to respect those stops on it, because like I said, if it did break that low, we'll get a nasty pull on it. As you can see, there's your nasty pull. So you have to get out or you can get crushed. So now you wait for this trend break, and then we see what we can get off that one. So far, Nvidia looks good. AMD is looking awesome. Apple, awesome. See if we can nail this from this bottom play is what I'm trying. I see a whole lot of range on this one, is why I want this one. Roku looks nice, but we're not in that one. So I'm not too much worried about that one. See what happens. See if we can nail this square. What time is it? How much more? 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. We'll see what happens on that. I think the 74.85 level is going to be extremely key. If that breaks, this will have room to 74.22, and it can get pretty ugly off that level. So let's see how this reacts to this level right here. Watching it tight. If this holds up, I would like to see if we can start getting this to flip and turn. But you need this turn first. Can't do anything with it right now because that's pretty much just taking a dump right here. Just dropping. So there's no touching it. We tried it here on this right here. The flag, see the flag right here, bear flag form. Bear flag failed. It pulled on us. That's why I say get out once that happened, because that can give you more downside. Now we just want a reversal on this. See if we can break this to the upside. If not, you just have to be patient with that one to see if we can nail that to the upside. Everything else is still looking good on the other end. MU looks real nice. Just patient with the S square. I think we'll get some nice little range out of this today. Market still looks good overall. Yep. Finally, market finally broke the 281 level. Nice. So that's another plus. See if we can get this going. Just be patient. I want this square today. See if I can get it. I guess we can flip through some stuff for now. I just don't want to miss it like I do when I flip it. Apple is a monster. Still looks good. So our Apple swing rocking out so far. Once we pop this top right here, we'll get the push. As you can see, this is where it's going. And then, like I was saying last week, I think we get that 189.07 area is what I'm looking for. That pop that, then we got to get through this little resistance up here on Apple is what I'm looking at. What else? Nvidia pulling back. Everything is pulling back. MU is just straight strength. I think we're getting more upside. Square, I am shocked you still haven't showed yourself yet. Come on, baby. All right, seems like it might be trying to. Let's see if it's trying to here. I will make one more shot at this. If I get it, I get it. If not, I will walk away from it because that means I don't have a good feel on it. And that's how I will trade that. All right. So again, we're looking for this to pop here. Let's see if we can start pushing this up. And if not, like I said, you take out this low again. I'm going one more shot at square. If I don't get it, I back off on it on the day. I won't touch it anymore today.
Tesla, Tango, Sandy,
but now let's see if we can get this curl here.
Just
again, same thing, guys. If you are trying to this with me,
277 level,
just make sure you're managing your downside. That's what it's all about here.
In the name TSLA shares,
which is this.
Now down about
Watch that is what I'll be
watching.
But me personally, I'm going to give it to that recent low. If it breaks that, we'll get a nasty yank, and I don't want to be part of that. And I will walk away from square if I cannot get that. And what I'm looking for, if we can bounce here, first level that I'll probably be looking for, let's go ahead and write that in, would probably be this 75.47 area. So 75, let's put you in 47 area. So right around this, if we can pop it, I'm looking for that area right there. But we'll see what happens. Just tight stops. Do not give up that low. I'm not going to give it to it. So right now I'm making some of my loss already on what I've just took. If I can get this pop, I'll go green on the trade and green on square. If not, I will just kill that. Only equity position I have on the table as of right now. Everything else I've already took profit on. Just waiting to see what happens with this one. I would love to get this bounce on square. Lawrence Sims, what's good, Sims? How's it going? See, you made it today. Just trying to nail this bottom on square, seeing if I can pop it, get a nice little push towards up, probably around this 70, right around here, 76, 67. If not, I'll kill this one and walk away. That means I don't have a good feel for it. Typically, when I don't have a good feel for a stock, I don't try to nail it more than twice. Second attempt, if I don't get it, I walk off, and that will actually be my third trade. So we traded Netflix to the upside out the gate. That was my first one. We also traded Square to the downside, which was my second trade, and now I'm trying to get it to the upside, but it's not giving me the upside movement that I'm looking for. So that's why I said I'll probably back off, because I'm trying to nail this bounce so bad.
Cody, ticker Charlie, Oscar, Tango, Yankee shares.
And again, it's not giving it to me. You take this out. This can actually pull hard, 74.22. I don't know if there's any news on this. This is not trading like it normally would, which is surprising right now. But let's just watch it here. Again, if I can't get this, I don't think I'll trade it anymore today. And then I'll walk off. Let's see what happens. Because if I'm looking at the overall picture, this can probably go all the way back down to 73.32, and I do not want to be part of that. So I'll be watching this real tight here. Come on, what are you going to do? Yeah, it seems like this is going to yank. You can see the Blair flag failed. You see the flag? Again, it gave it up. Testing support. This support breaks. We're going to pull probably back down to the 74.22. And like I said, it does have room down to 73.32. And I don't want to give it that much room.
From the National Association of Home Builders.
So I am out on that break, not tasting it. Don't want to give too much of my profits from this morning.
63.
Oh, no problem, Sims. No problem. So you can't touch that. Again, as you can see, flag broke, coming back down. This can probably come back down to 74.22. Don't want to mess with that. Tight stops on it. 2 attempts on square. So as of right now, my trading morning, I am 2 for 2 because on the upside on square I couldn't nail it. So I am okay with that. Now I sit and learn and see where I went wrong. Didn't get that candlestick closed. Should have stayed in it. Now it's all about learning here and see what happens. Whatever I was looking, pull, flag failed, support held, candlestick didn't close. So the error I could have had because I had so much size on it. And this is what happens when you trade what size. Sometimes you miss little stuff like this. So look at this 1 minute candlestick. Never closed below my stop threshold, and I didn't wait. Had I waited, the following candlestick would have told me I was in an okay trade still. But this is what happens. Sometimes when you have size on the table, you get so frustrated and nervous. As you can see, you see me doing it this morning with Netflix. I had size on it, decent size, and I just didn't want it to go against me, and I pulled it. And this is what happens when you're playing with size on the equity side. Option wise, I probably would have gave it more time because I mean, you can work a little different with options. And as you can see, this is what happens. So this can possibly start pushing towards that level I was looking for, which was right here. So had I been a little bit more patient, my trade would be going green right now on that pop. But again, that's what happens. So now I want to see what are we going to do? Just consolidate sideways. Then we get the push to the upside. And then start filling that gap that I'm looking for from this morning's pull. Market is pulling back just a tad bit, a little extended, so this can chop around a little bit. If market gets some momentum behind it, I think this will start pushing. Looks like we're starting to get what I was actually looking for this morning on it. I just got a little too impatient again because of the size I had on the table, which happens when trade with size. And I can see trend broke, came back, just retested it, held it. This can possibly start pushing to the upside, and we'll see what happens. So now I'm learning, just teaching myself. I make these mistakes a lot. As you can see, I just did it today. Was in a perfect trade, and I screwed it up because of the amount of size I had on the table. Sucks, but it's reality. This is what happens when you take size sometimes. So now I just teach myself, and this is how I prep. Not upset about the morning. I'm still green on the day, but this would be nice to have a nice bottom, because if market runs today and this coming off the bottom, like I think it's probably going to come off the bottom, this can give you a nice little move to the upside. Remember, on the equity side, you get a point or 2 point. Let's just say you had 300 shares and you bought it down here, and this little move right here, you're making, you know, some change on it. 200 shares, 500 shares, they start adding up. You got 1,000 shares on this. 10-cent move gives you $100. So, I mean, when you taking that size, you can see why these little moves can start hurting you once you got a little size on it. And here it is. If you can take out this level, then you can possibly start pushing back towards that 75.57 level. And again, that's what I was looking for. Oof. And it's finally giving it to me. Now this is when I get a little pain, feel the pain because of me being impatient. I will allow this trade here to teach me a lesson, and then what happens is it sticks in my head, and I won't probably do that again. This one mistake is costing me a nice return. And right into the level I told you to. If you pop that, then you can push higher. Then you can start looking for that 76.81 level or 76.25, which is a decent return. I personally think it's going towards that 75.60 level. Damn it. There it goes, guys. That's what I was trying to get. As you can see, little impatient. happens to the best of us. But what I try not to do is when I'm trading is if I make good money right out the gate, and then I get into trades that's going against me, I don't like those trades to start chipping away from my profits. So I manage that more than anything. And this did chip a little away. This little move was chipping away from my profits.
NAHB housing market index.
But this is what I want. Had I got this, I probably would have hit my goal for the day.
We're expecting a reading of 63. So just
I know. I think my wife giving me that side eye right now.
Of home builders housing market.
But I mean, it happens. Whatever. Here it goes. So there goes your 75, 65 level I was speaking of. You get that, you can start pushing a little bit more. So break above that, start riding this up. You can probably push. There it goes, guys. It's actually happened to perfection. This is what I was telling you guys. The market is pretty strong. This one took a dip. I always look for stocks like that. Once I spot them and I try to nail the bottom, typically I get paid off nice. I did the same thing with AMD the other day. That paid me nice. I was trying to do it with Square, but didn't get it. But again, hey, this is part of trading. Oh, we had a nice one, guys. This is probably going to be a nice one off the bottom. And again, I do this a lot. Sometimes, when you take too big of a size, this is what can possibly happen. I'm not upset, but at the end of the day, this was a lesson to me. I missed one of my own rules. Wait for the minute candle to close above it. I didn't. That would have been a nice little profit on the equity side. Oof. So my wife is over here just looking at me with the side eye. Here goes, guys. I'm telling you, this pops. Once you pop this level here, you're going to 75, 65. This was a perfect bottom play. And did we screw it up? I sure did. It's all right. There it goes. Ride it on up. Here it is. If you guys are in it, just ride this trend up. Oof. See the trend? This is what you start looking for. See how we broke it here, held it here. This is telling you now more upside. As long as you stay above this, you ride this sucker right back up. If market is strong, you're gonna make a bank on that. I screwed that one up. It happens, guys. I'm not upset, but just know I screwed up a nice little profit on that one. That's too funny. But other than that, I'm okay with that. Still green on the day. Not upset at all. Oh my goodness. My wife. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that is too funny. Did I screw that one up? No, that's probably going to go. Let's see what happens here. Again, guys, Apple is pushing. Apple's almost to our spots. I haven't been flipping charts. I am looking at the charts on the side. This is me just torturing myself right now because I broke one simple rule because of size on the table, and that was me not waiting for that minute candle to close on that pullback. Hey, it happens. I broke a rule, and this is what happens. So now I punish myself. I will watch this go up and then go calculate how much I could have made on that trade had I just been a little bit more patient. Emotions is one of the biggest things that you're going to learn about trading that you have to control. And this was an emotional trade that got the best of me because I failed here. It pulled back on me, especially when I nailed the short side of it. I gave a little bit back here, got out, tried it again, gave a tad bit here back, and because I wasn't patient, because I thought I was going to get the replay, this is when emotions kick in right here, right? To start messing with your psyche. I thought I was going to get the same reaction like I got here, and if I did, I knew I had room to 74.22, so I killed it a little early because I didn't want to risk that major pull. And because of my emotion got the best of me and not following rules, which is waiting on that minute candle to close below that level, I missed out on the run I was looking for. And it's just a simple scalp. You get the scalp, take profits up here. It's a great return. And then if it pulls here, holds, and then you still want to risk it, it's even better, right? But this shows you that even people who's been trading for a long time, sometimes the emotional part of it gets the best of you, especially when you're green on a trade, and because you're trying to nail the upside, you're giving back some profits away. It'll screw with your emotions. Trust me. If people say it doesn't, they're full of crap. But here it goes. It breaks this level. You can be either, if you took profit here or here, it doesn't matter. You're still green on a trade. But me personally, I just got shooken out. So I missed that bounce I was looking for. That's that. So now let's see if it breaks this level. If it breaks this level, I'll be somewhat happy. At least it didn't run all the way back to the highs. Damn it. Let's see what happens. And then I'll go flipping and looking at other charts. So 2 for 2 on the day, green on the day. Okay with that. Not what I was looking for to start my Monday. So I might have to put a little bit more work in. See if I can make just a tad bit more. I don't know if that's greed or not.
Daré Biosciences, ticker DARE, shares halted on a circuit breaker. I'm seeing the stock up.
All right, so that's that. Cody, what's good with you?
About 22 million shares.
Cody Jackson, you say trader timeout? Nah, no timeout. I'm still green on the day, so she can't talk too much trash. I don't know what that is. So she can't talk too much trash, Cody, which is cool. I might just start jumping in rooms now and seeing what they're trading and seeing what happens.
Shares of
all right, so I'm happy it didn't keep running, so I'm cool. So this can probably pull back down to the 75.10, see if that level can hold and jump up. So now let's go look at our swing plays that we're in. Apple looking beautiful. Seems like it's still trying to push toward that spot we talked about last week, and I kept on saying we should get it over the next few weeks, which is this 189.07. So that's what I'm looking for on Apple. As long as that trend can hold, we should be all right. Overall trend is intact, looks great. I love what I'm seeing on Apple. Nothing much, Jackson. Just CJ. Nothing much, CJ. You know what? I haven't even popped in the room this morning, have I? I really haven't. Let's see what happens. So option CJ runs an option room. Pretty good guy. Helps a lot of traders out. I pop in and out of his room sometimes. I'm actually going in it now. See what they're doing in there. They like to have fun trading as well. So, which is pretty cool. So, again, they're playing NVIDIA. They're in a couple trades as well. They're in NVIDIA long. They was talking about that all weekend. They also talked about Apple, any pullback. So I'm pretty sure as I'm seeing their posts in their room, they're in those long as well. So a couple traders are doing pretty good in there, which is pretty neat. So that's basically it, guys. I mean, as you guys know, me personally, I get in the morning. If I'm not in options and I'm not taking swings, I mean, I'm straightforward. I feel as if the morning action I get in, make quick money on the equity side, and I'm out. And then as far as options, I take positions that I like, and then I take swings on it and go from there. So as you guys know, like I'm in the Apple swing, I'm in the 200 contracts. I'm not looking for it to get to 200, but I mean, so far so good on those contracts. They're currently up 89%, so I'm not upset about that on a roll up. Guys, the QCOM, I'm not even talking about my QCOM, so just leaving that alone. So again, NVIDIA, we're doing good as well on that. I mean, just some of the same ones. CVS, I know some of you guys was in the room. I took a couple days. I jumped into that one so damn early. But I am finally going green. I didn't kill it. I thought it was beaten down a whole lot. I held on to it, and I'll show you guys. Let's see if I can pull this out some. I still have the levels on it. It's just I jumped in it a little too early. I think we can probably see it. What, a 30-minute, 10-day? I think you should be able to see it. Yeah, so I took it here around this level. No, I think I actually, was it? Yeah, here. And then it just ripped and dropped on me. Tank, I held on, and now I'm green on it. Not by much, but still, this was one I just jumped in a little too early. And I knew it was going to come. It had a little bit more downside. I just clearly jumped in it. But I am currently green on that CVS swing. I just think that sector, that stock was just hammered. And it's pretty much giving me the level I was looking at. But because of how long I had to hold it, the data kind of chewed up some of my money on that. So might hold it just a little longer. I think it has more upside to it. So we'll see what happens. I might hold it right into next earnings and see how much I can get on that on CVS. So again, I am swinging CVS as well, and not up by much at all. Literally, when I say not up at all much, CVS is currently up 15%. So nothing to be happy about. That was me being a bonehead, breaking a whole lot of rules on that. Just got into it. I don't even want to talk about it. But if you guys want to see why I got into it and why I was okay with holding it after I took that position, I'll show you guys, right? Just look at it. If you look at this level, every time it seems like it touches this level, it gets some nice runs. And to me personally, it was actually trying to test that level here, right? When it pulled, I should have waited for it to touch it like it did and then take it, but I just jumped in way too early on it. So now I'm just trying to see if I can get a nice little bounce like it does every other time when it pulls back in these areas on it. Just a speculation play. I know it has a whole lot of negative around it right now, but it's all speculations to me, so that's why I'm leaving that one. And again, we'll see what happens. Let me go back to my minute time frame, because that's what I trade off of. There we go. And then go from there. Yep. So pretty neat. All right. So again, watch Apple is a little extended. You might get a pullback here. Everything should start pulling back. Market is also extended. So this is why you're going to see some pullbacks across the board. Shouldn't be much if it does hold that support on the pullback. So let's go ahead and look at Apple's pullback, because I haven't even been walking this up. So Apple can possibly, let's get our levels in. It is actually going right into it. And when I say right into it, I think it could possibly, come on. Apple, start walking you up. I just haven't been worried about you because of, it's just what's in it. Apple can possibly pull back to 187.46 area. Let's write you down. And as you guys all know, I always make it a half line, so I know it's just a pullback area I'm looking for. So I think that's where it's trying to pull back into. If it holds, it can go. Again, if you also have your trend on it, you also have a nice little trend formed on Apple. So you can also walk it up off that level as well. And as you can see, there it is. Walk it up. Once you break that level, you'll get a little pullback, and probably a nice little pullback, but we'll see. If you look at, basically what I'm saying is, what this is doing is the same thing I'm saying. As you can see on NVIDIA, once it broke that trend, you get a nasty pull. So, and there goes the trend. Can you guys see it? Once you broke it, it gives you a nasty pull. Reconsolidates and then try to make a move to the upside. Overall strong chart, but we'll see what happens with that. AMD, same thing. All these are doing the same exact thing. Why would they be? They're all in the same sector. As you can see, very similar chart. Trend break, pull back, all on the same thing. The market is also pulling back as well, guys. So just like I said, expect the pullback, and you guys are actually getting that pullback I mentioned. That's why you should have been taking profits if you're not swinging it. That's what I would have been doing. These are swings to me, so I was still holding. And let's see what happened with Apple here. It's testing that level. Let's see if Apple can hold it and then start pushing back to the upside. So just watch that carefully. See what happens here. Square. Let me zoom in on this chart here on Square. So far Square is having issues right at the level we mentioned. Needs to get above that, and then let's see what happens with that one. Apple still looks good, held it nicely, as you can see, right into it, held it. Now let's see if this can possibly try to push back up. Has to hold this level, or you get pulled back right into that 187.46 level. We'll see what happens. Pretty cool so far. Not a bad morning. Again, not as I didn't hit my daily goal today, which is okay. I can't get too upset about that, but I screwed it up on that Square trade. So again, look at that. Square is just, dude, like it's just my baby. I don't even know why I second guess myself on this. I traded so damn much. But if you look at Square, again, right into the level I thought it would pop to. We got the pop, and then look, the die out. And then you'll have to wait for another trend break, and then you can scalp it again on the equity side. But I think that's trying to go a little, I think it has a little bit more downside, probably to that 73.34 area. I think is where it's going, and then it'll probably try to settle down, and you can possibly get a nice little bounce into that. If it does go into that area, that's what I'm waiting for. And if we do get that area, that 73.43, I think I'll take a swing position on it off of that area. But for right now, I will continue to scalp it until we get to those levels to take a swing position. As you guys know, I take swing positions on my option, on the option side, just so I can sleep at peace, because if a trade goes against me, I know what I can lose. On the equity side, if a trade goes against me overnight or something, and it just dumps, yeah, I may have a limit order in, but again, if it doesn't get executed, I can still lose more money. So I don't play with that swinging stuff on the equity side. I like to do that on the option side. That's that. So we did have the bottom here. Screw that up. Whatever. I'll get you tomorrow, Square. Let's go to Apple. Nvidia, everything's still pulling back in the chip sector, so that's that. That Apple's still holding that level. So again, if you guys watch it, you could have got out here because it did close, but in this case, I might have just had my trend a little too tight. But it is holding it, so I think we're going to possibly try to push towards that 189.07 level. At that point, I'll probably be starting to trim down my swing on that to start locking in some profits on that if we can get up there. We'll see what happens. Feet is numb. So that's that. Looking good so far this morning. What else did I have? Let's go look through my watch list. Some of the ones I had on the watch list never really pulled back. OKTA, nothing big on it. SMAR, nothing. So watch list was pretty much to me a wash, nothing explosive. That one. OSTK shorts. I wanted to grab puts, but focus on the Square, and it still haven't gave you the complete breakdown just yet. So that'll probably bounce up still. Haven't gave me what I was looking for on that one. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about grabbing, once I go look at the contracts, might grab some puts, weekly puts on this. Not sure yet. Not sure. If I do grab it, I want to see this trend right here probably collapse, because it's been beaten down, and I'll show you what my thought process on this one is. Their earnings wasn't that great, so it pretty much tanked pre-market, but you can't get it, you can't buy puts down here, because look at this move that already happened pre-market. So what I want to see is just to recover, people take profits, get this back up, and once this trend collapses, I'll probably try to grab some puts on it and see if I can take it down on a swing. Probably take a small position because it's more of a speculation. Overall, that's been pretty much sold off into earnings, so another reason why I'm not that big on it. But if it does get towards that 1934 area, I will be looking to grab puts. Well, never mind. There it goes. So as you can see, here it is. Damn it. I wanted that 1934 area, but yeah, if this collapse here and it holds below it, this can probably tank. And I wanted to grab puts on it, but we'll see. I thought we would have got more of a bounce. Should have just took it off that 19 and risked it 34 cents. Could have did that as well. See if we can get it up there. I'm hoping that we can, but if not, this can probably just go back to recent lows and continue to drop. Let's see something real quick. That's what I wanted to on a swing to the downside. Contracts are, they're like really not even that badly priced. We'll see. I'm gonna be patient on it. Spreads aren't too well. Yeah, on that one it is. They're 20-cent spreads. We'll see what happens. Didn't pull the trigger on that one yet. Hey, Miss Johnson, Sims, Sangster, how y'all doing? Hope all is well. All right, so that's that. So far so good. Apple again, guys. Apple is just, I mean, that's just. I mean, how much more can you ask? Apple's just playing out how we said it's playing out. I'm not even stressing Apple as of right now. Just a beauty trade. Look at it. I mean, how much more can you complain about it? Look at it. Held the level, pushing. I still think it wants that 189.07, and I'm going to stick to that over the next few days. Is what I'm looking for on this one. If we get it today, I'll be happy as hell. Take some profits on it today. If not, I'll hold on to it and see how I can push. But again, those are almost now up. I should be about 100% now. Yep, 107% right now on those, on that swing. So again, I'll probably give that some room. I have breathing room on that swing. I'm not too worried about that one. I can let that one work. Far from worried about it. Yeah, ACB is still doing good for me as well. Tino was good. So that's that. ACB still looks nice. I still like that one. Overall, you just have to be patient with this one. I think that big investor has something going on, and I just like it. I mean, I've been yelling ACB for a long time now, and I'm still in it. So I got leaps in that one. Not even worried about that. Not selling anything out of it. So again, guys, Square, again, look at that. Square plays out. And this is what I was looking for, and I told you guys we should get a pop. Once we get a pop right into that level, then we should get the sell off again. Played out to perfection. We just got shooken out because of the size I had on the table, and I jumped out just a little tad bit early. Here's the pull. So we nailed the short at the open. We tried to take it long here. Didn't go as planned. Tried here. I was a little impatient. Got the pop, and I told you guys once it hits around this level, I think it was, I said 74, 64, whatever it was, that I thought it would come back down. Played out to perfection. Needs to hold this level. If it holds this level, you can probably try to scalp it again. If it breaks it, look for a 74.22. I will be looking to take a swing on this if it gets anywhere near that 73.33 area. Tino, appreciate it. Hey, I'm trying, man. I am trying. All right, guys, here's the pullback on Apple again. I wouldn't get too freaked out, but again, everybody, I don't know, everybody trades this totally different. Some people are probably scalping it, some people are swinging it. We cannot raise this level up just a tad bit. It is breaking that trend, and you guys know what I always say. Once that breaks, you typically get a nasty pull. 187.79 possibly is where I think it might pull back to for a little correction. Would love to see it hold that level. If not, you can get more of a pullback. But I think if it does pull back, probably right into that level. I think that's probably what other traders are looking at. But we'll see how that plays out. Yep. That's that. All right, let's see what happens. So again, like I said, this trend is probably just a little off. No, let me see if I can clean this up a little bit, because this would be the second time.
MAR Marriott
I
at
like
an
it still.
investor conference says introducing a no-fee credit card in 2019.
I can't adjust it. Let's adjust
That's
this.
Michael Alfa Romeo.
Let's clean that up a little bit. Let's put you right about here. I would say probably, yeah, we'll give you that much room. So we'd like to see a pullback here to 180, 89, 187, 79. If it does, love that to hold up and push. If not, we test this trend, and then that should hold that support. There goes square. Like I said, guys, it is playing out like we said it would play out. But again, I reached my max trades today, which is 4, and I'm 2 for 2. Anytime I get into that predicament, I stop trading, and from there, I just pay attention to my swings. There it goes, guys. Like I said, boom. All right, breaks that level. 74.22 should be in the cards. All right. So far, so good. Watch the chip sector. Chip sector seems like it wants to continue to pull back, is what I'm watching right now. All right, that's that. There it goes. I'm on. It's like clockwork. Pop it. We shorted it at open. At the open, then I said we can bounce it. We bounced it right into that level I was looking for. Once that level was hit, I said, all right, we should be taking profits here. I walked it, even though I wasn't in it. Still gave my game plan, my thought process on it, right into it, nailed it, and then we took it right back down, like I said, and then 74.22 in the cards, just as I mentioned. And Apple, just beauty. Almost there, guys. We are almost
ALGT,
there.
Alpha Lima Golf Tango, Allegiant,
Almost
and
there.
TPG Sixth Street Partners announced up to $1 billion partnership
Almost there. 189.
to develop Sunseeker Resorts imprint. That's Alpha Lima Golf Tango.
Pretty sure that's extremely loud. All right. Again, if you guys like my rules, I'm just so simple with trading. If you're not swinging it, I would clearly state it. Hey, trend broke. You should be out of that. If it was a scalp, look what happens when you don't follow rules. That's why I respect my rules.
Shares of Allegiant Travel getting a pop on.
So I do get like side messages of people saying, "Oh, I should have held longer. Oh, you were scared." No, I'm not scared, and no, I have my money. I got to protect my profits, and I got to trade the way I trade to make sure I'm making money. So it's just that simple. I don't care what anybody says. I trade the way I trade, and I have to provide for my family doing this. So therefore, I respect my rules. So with this one, if I'm not swinging it, this would be an exit for me right on that trend break. And as you can see why. This is what happens if you're trading. And on the equity side, you can get creamed on something like this if you're not careful. Come on, Apple. Can you please give me my target? People thought I was crazy when I called this. What about Stash? Stash. Is that a, that's a trading app, right? Hey, Tino, is that a trading app or something that you use? No, I don't think that's a ticker, is it? That's the, no, that can't be no. Yeah, I think that's a app or something. Now you're gonna maybe Google something right now, right? That's cool. Let's Google this real quick. Stash. Yeah, that's what I thought. Tino, I don't use Stash. I don't know anything about it or how it goes, so I couldn't really comment on it. But what I use is just TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab. And those are my two brokers of who I use. And again, Apple, as you guys can see, still pushing. Looks great. Strong chart. What a beauty. Loving it. Loving it. Let me go ahead and stop into my board pro options room. I'm pretty sure they pumped about the Apple. All right, come on. Can we get it? Seems like we might get it. But hey, I'm not saying anything is wrong with Stash Tino. I just don't know anything about it. I never used it. So listen, I tell people whatever. It doesn't matter what platform you're in. If you're making money with it, use it. What doesn't matter, right? It's all about making money, and that's how I feel. All right. So here's a pullback. Let's correct that. Let's just bring this level up a tad bit to where I think it can possibly pull back to, and we want to see it to hold that support if it does, and that's probably going to be 188.03. Right. So let's just change that just a tad bit to 188.03. Right,
BA Boeing.
Bring that up here. Let's see if that pulls here. If that can't hold, then we'll pull back down to this trend, or possibly even right around here, 187, 96, or 95, whatever that is. Oh man, so good day so far, guys. Good day. 2 for 2, green on the day. Apple swing is working a beauty. AMD is taking a chill pill on a pullback. So is Nvidia on those swings. Still loving them. Have no issues with them. Yeah. Morning's great. Watch is telling me get up and go walk, which is typically around my break time. So far, so good. And as you can see, this is why I put these levels, and I keep on putting. So if I was trading this on the equity side and I was scalping this, so typically when I do this, what happens is these are typically my trailing stops, and I would make those adjustments if I was doing the equity size. So if it did pull and it broke these levels, I have a trailing stop just below this level. If it gets triggered, then I'm out of the trade, and then I'll rescalp it once it shows itself again. So I just got into a habit of doing that. And I just do it now, whether I'm scalping it or I'm swinging it. Just me managing my swings if I wanted to put trailing stops. But whenever I'm up like 100% and stuff like that, I just, at that point, I'll probably give it a 50-cent pullback or a 25-cent pullback on it and just take profits at that. Like, it's nothing for me to be panicking about. I think I got breathing room on it now to where I don't have to be freaked out. Netflix is a monster today. Out the gate, just tore it up. All right, so watch how this reacts, right? If this level can't hold, right, we can probably pull back, and we need that level to hold, or we get a nasty little pull, probably back into that 187 level. But this is basically how I manage my trades. And Square, like I told you guys, Square is almost at the level I said it would. What's the P&L? Listen, I don't think you was there the last time somebody asked that. I answered it, and I was pretty much straightforward. It was the last time, and I actually showed it. So if you go look at my what's the name, you'll see I do show it. But like I tell people, me showing you my P&L is not going to make you a better trader. It's just that simple. But I've shown it because the last guy thought I was BSing. So now I'm like, whatever. I don't do it anymore. Here's the pullback I was telling you guys to watch for. There it goes. So my Apple on that pullback, let's pull it up real quick. That little pullback just dropped me down to 102% return. So just to show you what happens. Square almost hit the 74.22 spot. I want that 73.33 area. I would love to try to take that on a swing. Again. And that is Apple we're watching here. Nothing much. Let's go jump around in some rooms. See what they're trading. Just for the hell of it. Nothing there. Pro options, what are you guys doing? X broke out uptrend at everyone I got. In X 1950 call expiring March 22, day trading or swing. X, I think that's a steel company. Let's go look at what they're doing. Yes, I do this for a living. I don't have any other income. This is all I do for a living. So that's why sometimes in the morning, I know I did have somebody reach out to me over the weekend and said, why don't I answer questions first thing in the morning? Because in the morning, if I'm trading options, I got a little breathing room. I know I only do calls and puts on the option side. So basically what happens when you trade like that, you know what your max loss is, and you have an unlimited gain. It's basically what happens. So with that being said, when I'm doing calls and puts on the option side, I already know my max loss on that trade, so I'm not so tight on it. I'm more relaxed when I'm trading options. On the equity size, sometimes I'm trading with decent size, like 1,000 shares, and I'm trading with margin. So for you that don't know anything about margin, if that trade goes against you and you blow up an account or whatever the case may be, you can't owe your broker. So I typically am more focused. So that guy who texted me over the weekend was like, he asked me a question first thing in the morning, and I was responding, but I had to let him know, listen, I had equity on the table. Whenever I'm trading equity, I'm more laser sharp on it, because if a stock goes against me, I have size. I'm going to get cream. Sometimes a 10-cent pull can cost me $200-300 depending on the size I have on the table. So I am extremely careful when like this morning, I had some size on Netflix and Square, so I was laser focused. I just didn't. It goes against me, I get creamed. I mean, I'm gonna take a hit. I don't like taking large hits, so I like to see every little move, and that's why I trade off the minute chart. So people ask me, why do I trade off the minute chart? Because I want to see every single move because of the size I have. When you go to a 5-minute chart and stuff like that, you don't see you don't see it like I'm seeing it. You see what I'm saying? See, this move is happening. You're not seeing that action within that 5-minute. So that's why I trade the way I trade. So if I am coming off rule when I'm trading on equity, I'm not answering questions. Guys, I do have size on it, and I need to make sure I don't screw up. This is what I do for a living and how I provide for my family. So I have to make sure that I'm doing right. And then if I'm relaxed and I can talk to you guys, I talk. I just pretty much just do this a way of communicating with people, because looking at a screen all day sucks. I mean, there's no interaction. My interaction is charts. So I decided to do YouTube and have that people interaction. Whoever pops in is why I do it. But other than that, yeah, I've been full-time. I've been trading full-time now 3 years. My first year was rough as hell. Lost a whole lot of money learning this. Second year, I started getting it. Third year, made up majority of my losses and stuff like that. In my fourth year now, I am pretty much doing well. So that's just been what's happening with my trading career. Let's just say when I first started, I did one of the most craziest things, walked off my job because I just thought I figured this out, which I absolutely did, and I lost $40,000 learning this. So if that can just tell you. So I did have, over time, I lost that. So I just kept on dumping money into it, and then it totaled up to about 40,000 I lost. Painful. Wife was looking at me side-eyed. But it was a painful loss when I first started. I don't have huge I don't come from a background with parents that got money or anything like that. No, I don't. Just my hard work, earned money over time that I was pretty much reinvesting, trying to change my lifestyle. So I didn't have huge capital. I just worked and keep on reinvested it. Yeah, Scott Thomas, I love the minute chart, man. I don't know. I mean, I tried several different time frames, and I'm not gonna lie. When I first started trading, as you guys can see, I got freaked out today with the minute time frame. It happens, but at the end of the day, it's what saves my butt. But I did have to go to higher time frames. So for new traders who can't trade off the minute time frames and who reach out, I typically say, hey, just go to a higher time frame. Some people trade on a 5 minute, some people trade 2 minute, 3 minute, 10 minute, hourly, 30 minute, whatever you feel comfortable with and you're profitable with, then that's what you do. So there is no set time frame that is the perfect time frame. It's what makes you comfortable. And to me personally, the minute time frame is what makes me comfortable, because it helps me see stuff like Apple. Like some people who are trading Apple might panic because they're seeing this, but sorry, I thought it was, so some people might be panicking who's seeing this, but me personally, I just see a correction, a small little correction, pull back right into that trend. As you guys can see, it held it. We reclaimed this level. I'd like to start seeing it push back to recent highs. So I can see stuff like that where on a minute chart, I mean, this is a 5 minute, but on a minute, let's go back to the minute so you guys can see it. All right, so it's clearly showing you what's happening, right? And this is why I don't freak out, because now you can see the flag happening. Now it's going to come here, test it, it breaks it, we push higher. And this is what you're not seeing on a 5 minute or a 10 minute. Even if you wanted, even if you wanted to look at it hourly, right? Let's go look at it hourly, because some people trade off the hourly, right? Look at the hourly. I mean, just straight, right? This looks nice, but you don't see all that inside action. So let's just say if this continued to drop, and when he finally broke this trend, right, on the hourly, it's too late. I'm probably already out up here.
Obrador says making progress with the U.S. to reach an agreement on investment in Central America and Mexico to reduce migration.
So then that's what I look for, basically. Hopefully I'm answering the questions. Yeah, Les, people use fibs. I used to use fibs. They work, but I just started realizing, like, you might draw your fibs totally different from how I draw our fibs, and our numbers aren't aligning. So you might start taking profits earlier, or I might start, you know what I mean? So it gets a little confusing, but fibs are pretty good. If more people did it how you're supposed to, I think it'll work out better. And I think when you're using indicators, it's just the more people who are using your indicators and you guys are on the same levels, this is how you get these entries and all this other stuff, and how stocks move and how you're able to gauge where it can come down to. So once you start understanding all that in trading, then that's when things start figuring out why is this looking like this. I didn't change it back in my minute. There we go.
An early report in the filing, GW Pharma.
So that's what traders do. And like right now, I'm seeing a range forming. So here's the range top, and here's the bottom. You don't see that in hourly. So I won't panic if I see it trading sideways. Range, break the range, and then we push back up to that 189.07. So stuff like that. So Square, we didn't get the full pullback. Again, like if it wasn't because I was at 2 for 2, I would have gave this another shot. But I have to respect how I trade and what I do. But even if you're looking at this Square, right, it's just shits and giggles, I guess, right? Start seeing work and probably what it's trying to do. Come on, there we go. That's that. We can probably put one tighter, I think. Let's go a little tighter. Screw that up. So all I'm doing is just trying to put trends tight where it's not been violated. And that's what I'm looking for. Let's see how this one looks. So it hasn't been, see how it hasn't been violated at all? It hasn't been broke. And that's what I look for. So now, let's just say it's violated now, right? Now we're getting a pullback. You would, if you wanted to try this, you have to stops here. If that 74.53 break, then you pull back down. If not, you can possibly try to push this back up into these levels. And then you notice I'm just adding trends on it and giving it room on where I think it can probably push to. And that's basically what I'll do. So I would leave those there and then go from there. You trade penny stocks, listen, I will be 100% with you on that. Penny stocks is where I lost majority of my money, right? Can I do it now? Yes, I can. But the issue with penny stocks, my issue with it, the guy who I learned how to chart and stuff, he trades it. He's awesome with it. But my issue is people dump huge sizes with that in those penny stocks that you can have a nice run and then they'll dump a whole load and then you get a nasty spike to the downside. I hate that. It's harder to gauge it, those penny stocks, and that's why I stay away from it. And I'm like, so no, I don't trade them anymore. Once in the blue moon, you might see me pop one up, depending on the catalyst behind it, because you know a lot of them are traded because of catalysts and stuff, like news has some kind of significant news behind it, and then that's when traders ramp up and get behind it, or volume or something crazy to that nature. And that's the trick behind penny stocks. But with that being said, do I trade it? I do not trade that often, like once in a blue moon. And that's probably why it took me forever to get into ACB. I wanted to see that, all right, ACB is actually holding up. And then I finally got into it once it got within the 6 range. So I like to see stuff like that before I get into it. And as you guys can see what I'm saying? See how Square's formed up? It finally violated the trend, held it. This is what I look for. And I don't do much more than that. And then I'll take a position and then I just manage it. It's all about risk reward, right? So if I'm going to risk, let's just say we took it right here, 74.61. We're giving this probably like a 10 cents to the downside. So in my head, if I wanted to reattempt this, I probably would slap like 500 to 1,000 shares on this, right? Because I know if I get a pull down to here, I'm going to lose $100 to possibly make, what would that be? 60. So a 20-cent move. So that, to me personally, I would want more than that. I'd like to see a 3-to-1 move. So one of the other things I do, if I really want to calculate it, let's just say if I took it here, let's just say we took it here, right? And our stops is tight. I would probably do here, lows, right? So you would have to get right up to into this right here, 74.96 area. For this trade, for me to take this trade, I have to see room. And the reason why I wouldn't take it is because I have this resistance right here. Because I go 3-to-1. So I'm going to risk 1.1 downside to make 3 points to the upside. It's basically what it comes out to me. So this would be a 3-to-1. So because I'm risking 10 cents, I got to be trying to make at least 60 to 70 cents to the upside. And that trade makes sense to me. So I'm risking $100 to possibly make $300, right? So that's how I trade on the equity side. Now, if I'm trading options, I'll probably look at the bigger picture. But even with that being said, as you can see, my levels, the way I got those set up, is holding up. So it's pulling, it's holding those levels. These are levels, so this would be a 50% loss on your 3-to-1 basically move and stuff like that. So that's how I would manage it. Hope that makes sense. My background as far as work, I used to work for a school board down in Broward County, Florida. In Florida, as a behavior program specialist for the district. And then from there, I walked away from that to do this. Just wanted more free time. I had a pretty good job. I did have. It wasn't like I had a boss that was over me. She was pretty cool. She let me do what I wanted. Manage the schools I had under me however I wanted. Pretty cool. So that was my position. I just wanted to do something different. And then I had twins around the time, and I wanted to spend more time with my kids. And sometimes that job was taking up so much time because I was focusing on other kids that I wasn't focusing on my own. So I decided to do this. So that's the reason why I got into trading. And that's that. So guys, again, so let's see. I'll just leave these levels and see what happens if we would have got that 3-to-1 trade. So we're risking $100 to make possibly 3 if we took it. Let's see if we would have got it off this base. Nice little base forming. So you might be able to. If not, you collapse. You would have to stop at that $100 hit. And I don't go for home run hitters. I just try to make consistent gains. So if I'm making $500 on the trade, $300, it all adds up. Once I hit my goal, I'm done. Not looking to make a bank. As long as I'm making more than what I made when I worked for that the school district, I'm happy. Then it was a good trade-off. We'll come back to that. Apple, again, this is why I respect my charts and I listen to my charts. No need to freak out. I told you guys it was just going to be a little small correction. Got the correction, came back up, holding these levels. Once we take that out, I think we can finally push towards that 189.07 level on Apple. Again, same thing with Nvidia, AMD. Notice I'm not panicking. Again, those are on the option side, so I'm fine. They're all up. Same thing. Again, look at this, right? People see this pullback, they freak out. But look what it's doing. It's trading within a range. So once you pop this range to the upside, you get nice movement. So just watch the range. And that's all it did. Pull back down to the range, got bought up. Now it's going to probably try to push back up to the top of the range. And this is over and over. So this is stuff I look for, how I manage it, how I understand. See the range? We broke out of the range. All it did, come back, retested the range. Now it's going to try to push higher. Could I be wrong? Yes, but hey, we'll see what happens. Stanford, how's it going? So that's that. So that's how I trade that. So again, Nvidia, all that is pretty much playing out as nice. So again, 3-to-1 trade on Square. Still haven't showed itself, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Apple, again, Apple looks like a beauty. Again, like I said, a lot of people will freak out on this. I pretty much don't. Reason why, I see the bigger picture. Pull back, hold, and go. I won't be surprised if this start really showing itself. Analysts is probably going to try to get behind this, and we might get more upgrades on it. That's what I want to see, and I think that's why I took another swing on this. But we'll see what happens. See if we can get some more analysts behind this one. We will see. And again, so far, if you did wanted a scalp, that Square that we were speaking of, as you can see, not a bad trade just yet. You're still good. Just trading in a smaller range. Let's see if we can get the 3-to-1. So you can still stay in this until you take out that level, because that's your risk. 3-to-1. But we'll see. See how that plays out. But it is forming a bear flag. If you see the bear flag forming, you never want to see that on the long side. And I will show you the bear flag. Screwed up. Let's remove you. So we're right about there. See the bear flag? That's what you don't want to see. Once you see that, typically, even though this is my stop, I would get out here and then just reassess it at this level. Got the bear flag. This is a flag forming to the upside. Once you collapse, it pulls, and like I've been stating right here, secondary goes the nasty pull. I always tell you guys this: once that snaps, you always get a nasty pull, and then there it goes right there. This is why you get out when you spot a bear flag. This is what happens. And on the equity side, that can hurt you. Option side, not so bad because you know your max loss. But right there, there goes your snap. As I've been saying, 74.22. If that breaks, then you have a whole lot of room to 73.09. That's why I'm telling you guys, if I do see this pop and break all the way down to 73.33, I'm going to try to take a swing on it and see if I can get a trend reversal on it. Is what I'll be looking on Square. But I'm just being patient with it now. So as you guys can see, that's basically it. So you respect those little simple rules and you should be fine. Yeah, I seen Amazon. I have Amazon. That is my top left square. I am watching it. So I have a few tickers that I watch on this side. I have a screen. So that would be my Amazon, Netflix, BA, AXP, Goldman Sachs. AXP, American Express, Goldman Sachs, Facebook, Apple, Square, Microsoft, JP Morgan, AMD, MU, INTC, NVIDIA, Roku, and so on. And then I have a screen in front of me here that has my equity, and then I have my laptop that has some stuff on it as well. And then I have my scalp. So I just got a couple charts that I watched throughout the day. Ms. Gonzalez, how is it going? Miss G. So that's that. So that's why you guys seen this snap. Again, I still think it wants to try that 74.22. So good day so far. We can't complain. Everything is looking good. And as far as your Amazon, I do have it charted up. You'll see who just asked about the Amazon trade. Kai, AMZN. I'll pull it up. There's your Amazon. I do have that charted up as well. Once it broke this level, 17, 16, 39, 38, I think is going to right here. This is where it's trying to go. 17, 66, 47. So I do have it charted up. I watch it. You look at the bigger picture on Amazon, you broke out of a range. When you break out of the range, you typically get a explosive action. I'll show you that range. Let's try to get more time. This 1 minute 20 day. And I'll show you the range. All right. Let's go back some. I can't see it on this one because I can't expand that. Let's go to a bigger time frame. There it goes. You see this right here? Right? Once you broke out of this range right here, this top right here, this area right here, you want to take those long. Those are range breaks. People look out for it. So what happens is when stuff like this happen, they start hitting scanners and stuff, and other traders start spotting it, and then you ramp it. So this is why I put price levels at these stuff like this. So I think it's going here. And once you break that, you probably have a little bit more room to that 1784 on Amazon. And if you look at Apple, basically I did the same thing with Apple. See the range break? Once we broke that range, I was all over Apple, but I was in Apple from down here because he had a trend break. So I started swinging it from down here. Sold around the one, I think last week I sold, was it here? Yeah, just below that, 185 or something like that. And then we got the nasty ramp up right afterwards. So I got into those 200s, and those are what's up right now. So that's that. Today, 1 minute. Let's go back to my time frame, and that's that. So now it's testing this level again. Breaks it, will come back and test here, and I think it'll reset, consolidate, and see if we can get a push. But I think by the end of the week, that's where we're going. Matt Glover, what's good with you? Miss G, you say you're trying to learn it. Hey, listen, it's pretty cool, Miss G, once you get a grasp of it. I mean, I like it. I wouldn't do anything else. Man, I'm getting messages coming in. Sorry, guys, if I'm not replying. ATOS, AKTX. Nice trade, Sandoval. I think I said that right. I hope I said it right. So that's that on that. So we'll watch that. And you guys, listen, I'll tell you guys straight up. I have a set stocks that I trade. I don't typically like to gear away from it. I like to stay within my zone. Stocks that I got a good feel for. And that's what I typically trade. Unless there's some great news on it or something like that, 9 times out of 10, I trade pretty much the same tickers because I got a good feel for them. And that's what I stick to. I try not to break that habit. Been doing good with it, so I stick to that habit. Peterson, what's good with you, Dante? Man, I ain't hear from you in a long time. Hope all is well with you and family. So that's that. Everything looks good so far. Not upset. Again, guys, like I told you guys, AMD is just a beauty. I think AMD was a beauty. Still doing its thing. As you guys can see, nothing to panic about. I'm pretty sure other people panicked. Not going anywhere with this one. Another swing from last week that's been kicking butt. Extremely happy with it. And again, just let that play out. Again, Netflix, another one that was one I missed. I didn't get into this one on a swing, but as you can see, I love these ranges. And look at it, hit it, couldn't hold it. Might get a minor correction, but this is a nice flag forming. You break this flag, you push higher. Where can you go? You'll be going to 376.81 if you do pop it. Very strong resistance area. Very strong resistance area. So be interesting to see how it reacts if it can get to that level. Big money. Scott, happy belated late birthday, man. Because I know I am late, so I had to throw that extra late on that. But happy birthday, man. Hope you enjoyed it. So that's that. So far so good. Again, there goes a flag. Again, just happened. These things has not felt this. There's your pullback. Getting more of a pullback than we expected. So now we can probably look at right around this level. That's the pullback I was telling you. If you can't hold it, break it. Watch the pullback. Get a flag forming. Create a range. Buy the bottom range or whatever. However people probably trade it. But I still like this to go higher. I still want to see by end of week 189.07 on that. I've been calling that out ever since last week. So almost there. Almost there. We'll see what happens. That's what I want to see. So here it is. We'll have to reclaim this level right here. Remember I told you guys typically on my charts, if you see a half level right here instead of a long level, this is just a day support that I like it to hold. If it breaks it, I know I get a little bit more of a correction. And I would just move those up as a trailing stop. But on this one, I don't have no trailing stops because I think I get more upside on it. We'll see what happens. All right, market is correcting itself as well. Right into that support as well. Yep. So market is also testing key support here. And I'll pull that up so you guys can see it. As you can see it, see the flag, nice little pullback. It's right at the level of support, well, just below it. So with that being said, you can possibly pull back down towards that 280, am I saying 280? 282, 282, 19, 20 area. So right to this level right here, I think. You'll want it to come here, hold support, create that flag, and then get a pop and go. Possibly. We'll see what happens. So square, again, basing. Starting to create a little low range down here. I want that 73 level. If I'm not getting that, I won't take that on the swing. That's what I want to get. I want to nail this. If it can get towards that 73.33, I will be highly considering a swing on this one, but we'll see. We shall see. Financials are strong today. Looks great. That seems like the winner sector, but you guys know that always roll over towards the end of the day. So, but overall, nice. JP Morgan is one of my swings, paying me okay. Long-term swing. That stock was beaten down through all that stuff that was going to about that bottom, and it's doing okay in my long-term account.
SLNO, Seleno Therapeutics, and the name of November Oscar popping here $3 so after this morning's earnings.
I wish I grabbed some Goldman Sachs, but I didn't. I just took a long-term position in JP Morgan. Goldman Sachs at the time just had a little bit more drama surrounding it, so that's why I stayed away from it, but recovered pretty good. What was it, a 151.70 low, and now you're trading at the 200 level. It's almost like a 50-point difference. So yeah, I wish I did snag that one. I was asleep on my long-term account. That should have been one in it, but I didn't. It's okay. So far so good. Not a bad morning. I cannot complain. Apple, did it hold it? See it? Look at the level. Still trying to. That's my mouse moving. As you can see, there's your level. I was telling you can possibly pull back to. Is holding this, creating that flag. Wants that flag to hold and then move. Can I readjust these levels? My trend. I don't want to be too early on it, but I can. So let's just make a little slight correction to that now that you've been violated, and we'll probably put you at about here. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So let's see if we trade sideways. If it does trade sideways, Pop is going to test this. Then we can try to pop it. If not, it'll probably pull back down into it and see if we can pop it. If we can pop it, watch that 187.33 level as support next. But we'll see what happens. CJ these poses. What, like, where did he find this little kid again? Dude, remember him? Just lean back. You see him? Only CJ. Yes, only CJ. That's probably one of the things I like about his room is they always just had they're not uptight like some of these other rooms I'm going through. Everybody's tight. It's not, they're not having fun trading. So I don't know. But so far so good. Good morning. Can't complain. I mean, right now I'm just chilling on my hands. I'm happy with my profits today. Again, guys, if you guys like what you're hearing, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I just pretty much do this to talk to people. So, hey, pop in whenever you feel. Give it a like if you like what you're hearing. And just rock out. Try to make this money. There goes BA. So CJ is a guy in pro options. Right. He's been in this BA even when it was tanking. All he's been talking about is this BA. Oh, listen, you're starting up. Listen, if I wish I was 17 and knew what I knew now, listen, I would not work for anybody at this point. I would not be. But no, listen, dude, don't rush it. The only downfall about paper trading, and this is my only downfall. But listen, I wish I did, and I wouldn't have lost as much money as I did. But the only downfall you have to remember about paper trading is, thanks, Ms. G. The only downfall about paper trading is your emotions, right? Because it's not your actual money, you will probably be a little bit more reckless than you would with your money. So the emotional aspect of it is what you won't get when you're trading with paper money. But again, I also tell people, listen, if you can paper trade, because at least you, can create a system that you trust. So while you're paper trading, Kai, create a system that you trust. Like when I say trust, when I'm like saying Square is going to 74.22, I have a system that I trust, right? I have a system that I trust, and here it is, right? This is what I'm saying. So if you're going to paper trade, it's fine, paper trade, but get comfortable with the system that you're creating, because everybody has their own system. People are going to try to sell you things through this process. You're going to probably try it. It's not going to work and all this other stuff, right? Your goal is to create a system that you trust, that you have confidence, that keeps your emotions in check, right? Once you create that, at that point, I would say start investing your money. That's how I look at it. And I think once I got to that level is where I started becoming profitable. So there's nothing wrong with paper trading. Don't let anyone tell you there's something wrong with paper trading. But like I said, it's just the emotional aspect of it. All right. So again, guys, like I told you guys, 74.22 brace. I think we have room towards that 73.09. Now, once we get within 73.33 or the 73.09 level, I would like to see it base. And if I see any kind of
MAR, Marriott CEO regarding the cyber attack says the data that was obtained.
If I start seeing it trying to curl up, I'm going to try to take a swing position on this. And my risks are going to be extremely tight on that, because I can't leave that 73.33 level if I take it there, or 73.09 level break. I don't know. I might give it a 30-cent risk on a swing. But we'll see. It's almost there, and that's just what I'm watching. So that's one of the charts on my side screen that I'm watching. Apple, there's the pullback like I mentioned. Again, morning, mister. Goes up. What was it? Is it GDX? You can tell I don't trade that one, but is it GDX? That's the trust sector. That's for I don't know. I don't trade the sector. As you can see, I have nothing on my charts. Might need to start looking at this. Hey, how often does that move? Does that have like nice range?
Marriott CEO, MAR, Marriott CEO on the cyber attack says no signs.
Yeah, don't rush it, Kyle. You'll be all right. This is something that does not happen overnight. Just take your time, dude. You're going to make the money. The market ain't going nowhere. So just take your time and learn it. Don't rush to get into it. Put your money into it. Learn it. Create a system. You'll be fine. Mister, how's that gold sector? How does that move? Does it give like nice range? I'm looking at it now. Let's see, much range. I would have to get a feel to see how long I can hold position, how much time it takes to move. I'm gonna start trying to look at the ETF on this and see if I can play that sector through that. But nice work, mister. CJ, I tell you. What was I about to do? I wanted to look at Apple. So there's Apple. All right, there goes the range. You can see it forming. All right, let's see if we can get here. I would love to see this level hold up so we can get the continuation. If not, we can probably get a little correction on it to the downside. But let's see. We're in this range though, so we'll see what happens. So possibly let's adjust this for more downside. Adjust that level possibly towards that 187.55. Oof, I don't think we get there, but we can always put it there. 187.
Headline on Brexit.
.54. Just
no
give it a look.
Government and DUP this week.
So right about here, I just gave it a little extra room. Didn't want to keep it super tight.
Parliament Speaker
See if this level can hold if we break that trend now.
Statement in Parliament at 15:30 GMT. Says vote on Mr. May's deal is highly likely.
All right, Square still dropping. And if you look at this, it's trying, as you can see, this little downward movement. So the momentum has slowed down. So I think for us to see momentum to pick back up, we'll probably have to take this out. So just watch that. The momentum is coming down. Hold this. We want to see us pop this flag to go higher. So we'll keep that there and see what happens. That Square still coming down as mentioned. Just be patient. Could have grabbed puts on it, but we nailed the downside on the equity side this morning, so okay with that. Let's see if we can get there. 73.09, almost at that 73.33 spot too, so I'll be watching that. Let's do this as well so I am informed. Edit this, turn it off so I can have an alert on this. 73, I want you about 30, 28, 73, 28, how about that? Off on, okay, and let's create alert. Crosses. So all I did was just set an alert. I don't want to keep watching it like this, so I just let it work itself out and then see what happens. See if we can get to that level. When we get to that level, it'll notify me. I'll pop it up and see what I see on it and see if I can try to bounce this sucker to the upside. And that's my thought on that one. Market is pulling back nasty right now. So that tells me this will definitely get more downside. That should also pull Apple down as well. Netflix, everything should be coming down. Even the chip sector should start coming down. Everything is pulling. Is that the Brexit deal? I don't know.
SNY, Sandy November Yankee, Sanofi, SNY. Sanofi says its board has been considering a succession plan for its CEO and the group's executive committee. That's Sandy November Yankee.
Watch that. Now, what'll be interesting, right? This is, here it goes. See if this holds up and bounce. If not, we'll possibly pull down to 187. But what I'm watching here, right, which is interesting, on SPY,
Sanofi says search is being
right?
conducted.
If you look at this, we needed to reclaim this level to push. We got the explosive push. Right now we're pulling back. What I want to see on this is if we do pull here, I want this level to hold. If not, we can get a nasty little pull on the market, which would drag some of these swings down a little bit. So that would be very key, this level right here. I need to see this level holding. See how it reacts to it. If not, we'll get a nasty little pull. Get a little bit more downside, possibly into that 281.83 level is what I'll probably be looking for, some support. But we'll see. Give it time. Let's just watch. Should be sitting on your hand. Don't know what positions you guys are in. Hopefully you guys have made money this morning. So far, great morning.
MAR, Marriott says estimates property level revenue at its hotels worldwide, including rooms, food, and beverage, will total nearly $82 billion in 2019. That's Michael Alfa Romeo.
See what happens here. Holding. What are you going to do? Can we bounce you and take this out and push higher, or will we come down just a tad bit more? We don't know. We don't know. What are you gonna do? All right, let's see if it takes it out. Takes it out. We pull back down right into here. Still have another level right about here, but what I want to see that 187.54 level hold up. We'll see. Market is also testing that. What did I say? 280. Was it 280? Let's just pull it up so we can get some levels. Testing the 281.83 level right now. That level needs to hold. We're breaking it. This can start continue to pull. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we have any solid. Can't watch that one. Let's see. Let's add you on here. Oof. Yep, it could possibly pull right into this. This level needs to hold. What are you going to do? Tesla, who's posting this? CJ. I'll come back. What do you see in Tesla? That's a tough one. Can't touch that one just yet. You can have it, CJ. That's all on you. Alright, there goes the pullback on Apple. Couldn't hold that level. Alright, broke it. I'll watch this level now. Just walking this down nice and slow. See if we can hold these levels. I am still on the long side on it. And Let's see how much I am down so far. Not down, but how much I'm giving back. Let's say it like that. Still at 100, above 100%, so I'm not too upset about it. Nope, 80%. Sorry about that. That's my other one. See what happens. Market is still pulling, as noted. Almost there. And this is what I watch now. This is what I'm looking for. This trend. See what happens. The pullbacks are in motion. Oof. Nasty pulls. Let me go look at something now. With that happening, that's cute. Where can I put some money? When is earnings coming up on you? Keep coming. $18.80 calls. 517. What are the 80s going for? Oh, you guys are down big. Hey, Toastin, how's it going? Market's pulling right now. All right, guys, watch it. Almost into that level of support. I wanted
shares
more.
of Boston Scientific dropping here to the low, 38.30, down 4.5%.
I want to see a little bit more
FDA letter Friday
on SQ, but I'm not getting it just yet. I wish we could have hit it. I don't want to jump the gun here.
Subjects treated with paclitaxel-coated products compared to patients treated with uncoated devices.
So I'm looking at some of these contracts that I want to swing. Some of them are down $1.66, $1.50. I mean, some of these contracts, they're taking a hit on them. So that's what I'm looking for. This is typically when I try to take a swing on it on contracts that are down like that, because I know what I can possibly make on the upside once it starts turning around.
At 242.83, just off the low for BDX.
Come on, baby. Come down some more. Come down some more. Come on, baby. Come down. Come down. Just a tad bit more. Don't go on me just yet. Let's put you here. Come on. Don't do it now. So what I'm doing right now is just searching for contracts on this square. I wanted more of a pull. Did I just get too greedy? Let's see. It's like a freaking point to the downside. What's the delta? 29 cents. So let's get you to pull some more. There's nothing showing signs of bounce. It just extended to the downside. So I think you're just going to cover just a little bit towards here. And if you do, I would like to see you pull back. If you pull back, I can try to take you on a swing. So let's just put you in a range. Come on. Let's edit properties. We're going to take you to 73.99. 73.99. See if I can nail you on the bottom. See if you can pop here. If anything, come right down. I want the bottom of this range. See some consolidation, then I can try to take you on a swing. I think we get more downside, so I'm not gonna rush that. Let's just get you to come back down. Come down. Days will not be enough time frame. Come on down. Be patient. Don't rush it. Market's telling me more downside. Calm down. Don't rush it. There you go. Calm on down. Everything's saying more downside. Come on. Don't rush nothing. Don't rush anything, babe. Come on down. Come on down. There we go. Anything just yet. And there you go.
DB, Deutsche Bank, Commerce Bank Management aims to reach clarity on potential merger with Deutsche Bank in next 2 to 3 weeks and wants to take another 4 to 6 weeks to carry out due diligence. That, according to Reuters sources Delta Bravo. Shares of Trovergene getting a pop here, $4.11, 412 the high on volume. Tango Romeo Oscar Victor.
Patience, 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 patience. Let's see what I want. Patience. Keep coming. This is how you get cheap contracts right here. On days like this is where you get them. You already know where the money's piling in at. Now it's all about pulling the trigger at the right
UK
support.
Parliament Speaker Burkhardt says lawmakers have expressed concerns to me about being asked to vote on government Brexit deal more than once.
Come on, baby. Please come down. Market still selling off. No longer shut, guys. Just sit on your hands if you're not on puts. Don't do anything right now. Don't rush the process. See how much what we can get cheap on this. Keep coming. Again, market could not hold at 281.87, and that's what I'm telling you. Can't hold that level, we get a pullback. This is what's happening. Market is now pulling back. Square, if you don't come on down, like you want to be the stubborn one right now and don't want to come to where I wanted it. So basically, I'm just trying to get, trying to put the risk in my favor is why I'm not taking it here. I wanted to come down more right into this level, 73.28. If I can get that level, then my risk is going to probably be to like 73.09. So on the swing, I'll just have tight stops on it. And that's what I'm trying to get on it. Or I'll probably give it just a little bit below that 73.09 level. I don't know yet. But as you can see, this is the support right here or here, 72.80. But I don't want to give it that much. So I do want this to come down just a tad bit more. And I'm going to see if I can nail a swing on it. I'll probably pick up a few contracts just to see what I can get out of it. Hold it for about a month and see if I can get something going on that. But I need that to come down some more, and it seems like it's not. So I might have missed my opportunity here. I'm hoping not, because I kind of was waiting on this all day today to get down here. And I'm off by just a little. It's like 25 cents almost. All right, Apple now has room. Come on, Square. I don't want to put that much of a risk. I'm not going to do it. I want it down here. This is me. Am I being stubborn? I'm being stubborn. What time is it? 11:36, 30 minutes. Come on, get rejected. Just come down so I get my entry. No longer extended. Almost filled the extension. Let's see what happens. Come on, tap it. Test the top range and come down for me. Pretty please. Everything is bouncing to me. Fucking don't get it, oh well. Damn it, man. I just want you to come down a tad bit more square.
Russia deploys nuclear-capable Tu-22M3 strategic bombers to Crimea in response to U.S. air defense missiles in Romania. That, according to RIA, citing senior Russian lawmaker.
Oh, you seriously? I missed this trade by 20 cents. All right, guys, just give me a second. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. So just a little restroom break. I'll be right back. I'm trying to see if I can nail this trade. So I'll be right back, guys. I missed that sucker by 25 freaking cents. The square swing. That was me being a little stubborn and greedy, huh? Alright, back, guys. Looks like the whole wait that we've been waiting on square, probably going to miss out on the swing. Oh, fuck me. That's gone. That's just giving you a clear cut curl. I just wanted, as you can see, I have my alert here. I wanted to get right into the 73.28 level. That's why I wanted it to bounce. Just, I mean, you can't get them all, but that's what I wanted. I wanted it to come here to bounce off this level for me to take a swing position. And if I would have got the 73.28 level, 73.09 was going to be my risk on it. As you can see, I was just trying to manage the downside, my losses, if it did go against me. But this is going to be one that seems like I was just being a little too picky. This can go. I was too picky on that one. I should have just took the damn thing and gave it 50 cents to the downside. So as you guys see, Square just pretty much, it trades pretty technical. Like if you're looking at it from a technical aspect, it's pretty much sound to it. Once it does what it's supposed to do and it starts responding to the technicals, it's pretty easy to nail. This is why I swing this a whole lot, whether it's to the upside or downside, and I take positions on this daily. As you can see, I just missed it by a couple cents, so I might have to readjust some levels on this chart. But that's what I was looking for, to play off this bottom and see if I can swing it for a few days. And those contracts are already up 50% that I was looking at. Well, I guess I didn't get it. So I guess time for lunch, Lex. Yeah, I didn't get it. I was waiting on damn Square all this morning to take a swing on it, but didn't get it. And now I'm getting the buys and all this other stuff coming in on it. So, fuck me. Let's see if we can get this to pull back down, but it does not look like this can possibly. Market is still extended. Things can still bounce here. If they do bounce, come on down. I don't think you'll give you much more downside. I think you're going to start basing around here. There's no way in hell you give up 73.33. I don't think you will. Apple still pulling back. I think Apple's wants to pull back towards that 186.60. Settle down, consolidate a little bit, and then we can see if we can get more of a push to the upside on that. I waited all day for this shit for a swing. I could have left earlier just to miss it. Well, I guess we'll be out in this one. That's gone. Hey guys, you better believe if I would have got this, nailed it, I would already be pumped because those contracts are already up. Nice. All right. Well, with that being said, guys, I personally at this point will probably be heading out to lunch. It's break time for me. If Square does come back down towards the end of the day, I do see it back towards this 73.33 level. I will be taking a swing on it, but I will not take it up here. I just don't want to. I don't want 2 points to the downside. I'm just not doing it. So with that being said, if you guys like what you was hearing today, please subscribe to the channel. Give me a like, whichever you feel. I did reach 101 subscribers. Now I'm trying to get to 500. That is my next level. I am dominating my wife right now on our YouTube channel, so we are competing, and I am dominating her in that. So with that said, guys, again, I'll be back at it tomorrow. If Square does get back down towards this 73.33 level, I will be considering on taking a swing on that. So again, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your trading. See you tomorrow.